Okay, hi. Now we the second part of chapter 3 for Microsoft project. So the next features or function that you're going to learn is to link tasks to create dependency. So what is this? When you link tasks, you create scheduling relationship between the tasks. So I want you. Okay, let's say you can take a look at the project as overall. So earlier we have created a task, right? So each of the field that you are keying there, there's a task, and then there's a duration, and each of the tasks is actually needed to be completed. Then only the whole project is can consider complete, right? So in order for us to see and calculate, even though if you're looking at the earlier files, um, project itself has automatically detect, if you can see from this file, it's automatically detects duration, and you can set it up here as well, and it will automatically, okay, not this one is the, okay, let's say I would like to go back to the earliest one. This one shouldn't be my summary task. I want to change it to auto here, and this is not summary task. I want to, oops, if let's say I want to set a new one, new task, okay, because this one's supposed to be my first task. So you see, it's no more a summary task for the subtask down there. Okay, this one is actually, I just give it a try. So to take this one. So I want to add the summary task. Then okay, it's supposed to be for all. Yeah, and then I want to name the task, the summary task as public launch, please. Okay. So earlier we have setting up, this is the summary task and this is the subtask, right? And then now I want to do the link, to link all of this. So we go back to the notes earlier. So you want to link tasks, you create scheduling relationship between the tasks. These task relationship are called dependencies. So as in the start of this task is dependent upon the completion of a prior task. Project can automatically adjust the scheduling of linked tasks as change occur in your plan. So creating dependency by linking tasks is crucial to getting the full benefit of a project scheduling engine. So let's look at one type of dependency relationship you can create between the two tasks. Most projects require tasks to be performed in specific order. So for example, like the task of writing a chapter of a book must be complete before the task is editing, right? So these two tasks has finished to start relationship. So that's the term that we use. So which has two aspects. The second task must occur after the first task is first task, and this is a sequence. The second task can occur only if the first task is complete. This is a dependency. So in project, the first task, okay, is called predecessor because it precedes tasks that depend on it. The second task is called the successor because it succeeds or follows tasks or in which is dependent. So any task can be predecessor for one or more successor tasks. Likewise, any task can be a successor to one or more predecessor tasks. Although this might sound complicated, but two tasks can have one of only four types of task relationship. So if take a look at this table so that you will be much more clearer. So as you look here, in Microsoft project, there are several task relationship. One is finish to start, so it means that the finish date of the predecessor task determines the start date of the successor. This is the default, okay, task relationship. If you want to be more clearer, okay, let's see. Okay, for this public launch phase, there are several subtopic here, right? Subtasks here, right? So each of these, if you notice, if you're setting up as one day like this, so it's all start at the first day same, okay? However, the project doesn't run this way, right? Because in order for us to complete the whole task, sometimes we need to settle the first task first, then only the second task can be done, right? So how can we set this one in the project? Here it is, by using the dependency. So we can use finish to start date. Okay, these are the terms used, predecessor and successor. So in this case, predecessor is the first one, right? Okay, if you're looking at the definition, predecessor where is it? Okay, predecessor, okay, here predecessor is the first task, okay, because there's gonna be the preceding task that depend on it, okay, and then the second task we call it successor because it succeed. So the first task here, this one is predecessor, the second one is successor. So if let's say there's a question asking which one is the successor for, which task is the successor for assigned launch team members, this one, design and order marketing material. If let's say there's a question asked I want to remove this one, okay. If let's say the question asks what will be the predecessor for distribute advanced copies, then the first task before it, which is design and order marketing material. So this is what does it mean by predecessor and successor. Okay, go back to the notes. Okay, so okay, if the task it require one task first task to finish first, then only the other task can start. This one we call start to finish. Finish to start. So meaning the first task need to be finished first, then only the second task can be start. Alright. And however, there are another task relationship we call start to start. So the start date of the predecessor task determine the start date of the successor task. So in other words, it start at the same time. Okay, so the task schedule, this example, the task schedule, precise time and order prepare are closely related, and the start of schedule precise time should initiate the start of order paper. So meaning sometimes there are certain tasks that does not require the first task to be complete first. So sometimes in project, certain tasks can be run at the same time. So if this kind of case happen, then we will set the dependency as start to start, meaning it will start at the same time. Other than that, another type of dependency is finish to finish, which means that the finish date of the predecessor task determines the finish date of successor task. So by looking at the image here, so what does it mean in simple word? This kind of task dependency being using if we want the task to be finished at the same time, even though the start date might be different. Okay, so another type of dependency is start to finish. The start date of the predecessor task determines the finish date of the successor task. So as you can see from the figure there, so the time when the print run is scheduled to start determines when a binder selection task must be end. Start to finish meaning the start date of the predecessor task determines the finish date of the successor task. So this is several types of dependency. So for finish to start relationship, this one is by default. So the predecessor with the latter finish date determines the start date of the successor task. So this predecessor task is sometimes called the driving predecessor because it's determine or drive the start date of the successor task. So project includes a feature called task path that helps you more easily identify driving predecessor and successor relationship. So a task with two or more successor tasks might have different task relationship with each successor. Okay, and representing task relationship and handling change to schedule start and finish dates are two areas in which using a schedule tool such as project really pays off. Okay, so task relationship appear in several ways in projects. So it's included in Gantt chart and also in network diagram view. Task relationship appear as the line connecting tasks. And in tables such as the entry table, task ID or predecessor task appear in the predecessor field of successor task. So you can see that the dependency has been set up from this table. Okay, now so let's do this so that you'll be more clearer what I'm talking about. Okay. So now you go to the project. Okay, so let's say this is my project. Let's say I want to set up the date first. I want to set I want to set public launch page, distribute advanced copies, coordinate magazine features article, launch public web portal book, launch social media. Okay, let's say I want to add on something here. Okay, I want to separate my tasks here into two groups. So distribute advanced copies and coordinate magazine. I want to make it as one group. So I create a summary task here. Oops, sorry, I forgot to. I want to change it to public launch please. Well, oops. Okay, something need to be done. I need to. Okay, so I want to add assign launch team and design as one project. And I want to change it to the new page. And I want to create another one. Summary task. And I want to name it as public launch case. Okay. And now I want to also setting up the days for this project. Assign, I want to make it as 3 days. Design order, I want to make it as 2 days. Distribute, I want to make it as 2 days. While coordinate magazine features, I want to make it as 6 days. Alright, so once I'm setting up this, then only I can create a link to the task. Alright, so select names of a task you want to link. If the tasks are not adjacent, select the first task. Okay, let's say I choose this one. Okay, on the task tab in the schedule, this one task tab in the schedule here. Okay, click the link the selected task. This one. Okay. Oh, it's supposed to be 2, right? And then you link. So you see it's automatic appear here. You link these 2 tasks, alright? So if you can see, the project link the task with the finish to start relationship. Or in the chart position, it's actually the other way around that you can use. Point the predecessor taskbar, let's say here, and drag down the taskbar to the successor task. So this is the other way to link the task, okay? Or else in the predecessor field, let's say this one, if let's say I undo, okay? Okay, field for the successor, if let's say in the predecessor field for the successor task, enter the predecessor ID. You can do that as well. This one is actually a different way lah. Let's say this one. You can just put ID. Let's say it's number 6, right? The last ID. So you just put 6 here. So you see, it's linked. But because there's no for this one, right? There's no link, right? For predecessor, then it's okay. Let's say I want to make it for the task number 6. That's how it is. Or my predecessor supposed to be task number 3, right? So you see, this is the other way on how can you link your task. Okay, or in the select task for which you want to specify predecessor task or multiple predecessor tasks. On the task tab, you go to the properties group, okay? On the predecessor, so you click at the information, you come up with this dialog box, right? And then you go to the predecessor here. Okay, this is actually the other way around. So on the predecessor tab, on the task information dialog box, enter the ID value. Let's say number 5 here. Okay. You click OK. Okay, but somehow you need to select. I forgot to select. Okay, go here and then you go here, and then you go to the predecessor and then you click at 5. You see, this is the other way around that you can link. Alright, now to unlink the task, so it's easy. So you just go to the task that you want to unlink. Okay, and let's say, and then you go to the task here, the task tab, and then you go to the schedule group, and then you click at unlink. You see, there's no more link. Okay, to force manually schedule task to respect its predecessor task scheduling result. So select the manually schedule task you want to reschedule as determined by its predecessor task relationship. Let's say I choose this one, and then go to the schedule group and you click at respect link button. Okay, so it doesn't look like some change to it because it's not predecessor to each other. Okay, now go to the check plans duration and finish date. So let's take a look at the notes here. We're done with the link, the dependency. Okay, so now to check a plan's duration and finish date. So project calculates a planned finish date based on the span of working days required to complete the task starting at the planned start date. So any change to the start date causes project to recalculate the finish date. So project determines the planned duration by counting the working days between the earliest start date and the latest finish dates in the planned task. So because project distinguish between working and non-working time, as a task duration doesn't necessarily correlate to elapsed time. So some handy way to view the plan duration and schedule start and finish date include the timeline view, the project summary task, and the project statistic dialog box. So basically there are many ways that you can check. To display the project summary task, so you can go to your file, okay. You can click anywhere in the Gantt chart view here. Focus on the Gantt chart view. The label of format tab is Gantt chart tool here. Okay. Make sure it's Gantt chart. In the format tab, okay. In the show height group, this one, you click at the summary task chat box. So you see it's disappear. Okay, next is document task information. So you can record additional information about tasks in the note. For example, you might have detailed description of a task but want to keep the task name succinct. You can add such detail to task note instead of a task to the task name. That way the information resides in the plan and can be easily viewed or printed. So project offers 3 types of notes, which are task note, resource notes, and assignment notes. You can enter and review task note on the notes tab in the task information dialog box. Notes in project support a wide range of text formatting options. You can even link to a store graphic image or other types of file in the notes. So the project summary task mentioned earlier also support a task note, because the project summary task plan the entire plan is a great place to capture important information about the plan. So text entered in the comment field of the properties dialog box appear as a note on the project summary task. If you add or you change a note on the project summary task, the change appears in the comment field in the property dialog box. So how can we do this? Okay, go to your file, alright, and then select name of a task to which you want to add a note. Let's say I want to choose this one. In the task tab, in the properties group, okay, this one, and then go to the notes button, alright, or other way around, you can just right click notes, same thing, alright. In the notes box, enter the notes you want, and then click OK. Let's say my notes is, let's say what, get recipient list from Publicis. So this is how I put notes here. Okay. To add hyperlink to a task, you can do this. You right click a task name, okay, and then you click hyperlink. It's supposed to be here. Okay, link. Okay, and then in the text display box, you enter the link you want to display. In the address box, you enter your app destination address you want to link, and you click OK. That one's to document task information. So that's all for this chapter 3.